June 19, 1947. Rastapal Village. A local schoolteacher is tied to the back of a military jeep and dragged violently through the dirt. Out of the fields, a 13-year-old Bheel girl named Kalibai sprints toward the armed soldiers, holding nothing but a farming sickle. She is charging directly into a firing squad. Why would a child willingly risk her life to save a schoolteacher? This photo shows Dungarpur's rulers. In the 1940s, indigenous tribal populations lived under the absolute control of British forces and wealthy local royalty. These rulers enforced a strict social hierarchy, understanding clearly that if indigenous communities learned to read, their psychological chains would break. The royal administration treated the classroom as a battlefield, criminalizing the alphabet to prevent the tribal population from questioning their authority. Kalibai's defiance was the result of a decades-long movement. Years earlier, a leader named Govind Guru realized that illiteracy and harsh social customs were the actual tools of tribal oppression. This photo shows the type of grassroots assembly Govind Guru organized. He launched the Bhagat movement, gathering communities to abandon alcohol, reclaim their self-respect, and build their own schools. The British response was immediate and lethal. In 1913, troops surrounded a peaceful gathering at Mongard Hill and killed over 1,000 tribal activists. The Mongard massacre proved to the tribal community that the right to an education would not be granted voluntarily. It would have to be secured through direct confrontation. By 1947, the rest of India is weeks away from national independence. But in Dungarpur, the local rulers are doubling down on their violent ban on tribal schools. In direct defiance, an activist group called the Dungarpur Prajamandal sets up an illegal classroom right in the heart of Rastapal village. The king dispatches his soldiers to the village with a clear objective: shut down the school and stop the spread of these revolutionary ideas by any means necessary. The desire for literacy is colliding directly with feudal tyranny. When the armed troops arrive, the school's director, Nanabai Kant, refuses to close the doors. He tells the soldiers the children will continue to read. The soldiers beat Nanabai to death with their rifle butts. To make a public example, they tie the surviving teacher, Devibai, to the back of their jeep. This is the exact moment young Kalibai strikes. She brings her sickle down and cleanly slices the rope, freeing her teacher. Panicked and enraged by a young girl's defiance, the soldiers open fire. Kalibai is killed on the spot. A 13-year-old child gave her life to protect a teacher. It stands as one of the highest prices ever paid for the right to go to school. This is the overwhelming crowd of protesters that mobilized in the days following the violence. The murder of a child sparked an immediate, massive uprising across the entire Vagad region. Thousands of Bheel tribesmen marched toward the capital, effectively paralyzing the local administration and surrounding the seats of royal power. With the British already preparing to exit India and their local control evaporating, the Maharaja was forced to formally rescind the education bans to prevent a total revolution. Today, at Gapsagar Lake, a massive bronze statue of Kalibai stands as a permanent guardian over the region's students. Every child learning to read in Dungarpur right now is the living result of Govind Guru, Nanabai, and Kalibai's victory. In Dungarpur, the simple act of reading is an inheritance from those who stood in front of rifles to keep the schools open.